priest is inside his church, placing prayer books along the pews, when a man with no arms walks in. "Can I help you, my son?" the priest asks. "Father," the man replies, "it has been my lifelong dream to ring the steeple bell." The priest hesitates. "Well, I don't mean to be insensitive, but you haven't got any arms." "I'm aware," the man says calmly. "If you'll allow me to demonstrate, I can do it." The priest sighs. "Very well," and leads him up the staircase to the steeple. Once they reach the bell, the man leans back, bends forward sharply, and slams his face into it. The bell swings forward with a loud bong, and on the return swing hits him squarely, knocking him off the steeple. He falls all the way to the ground. Panicked, the priest runs down the stairs and out the doors, where a small crowd is gathered. He looks down at the man, clearly dead. A townsman turns to him and asks, "Father, did you know this man?" The priest shakes his head. "I didn't," but his face rings a bell. The very next day, another man enters the church. "Father," he says, "the man who fell from your steeple yesterday was my brother. Would you allow me to ring the bell in his honor?" The priest notices this man also has no arms. Reluctantly, he agrees, and leads him to the steeple. Once they reach the bell, the man leans back, lunges forward, and strikes it with his head, just as his brother did. The bell goes bong, and once again, the returning swing knocks the man off the steeple. He plummets to the ground and dies instantly. Horrified, the priest rushes down the stairs. The same townsman steps forward and asks, "Father, I don't suppose you know who this man is?" The priest sighs. "No, but he's a dead ringer for his brother." A woman and a man are getting intimate. The man takes off his shirt. "Wow," the woman says. "What an amazing chest." He grins. "That's 100 pounds of dynamite, baby." He slips off his pants, and she gasps. "Those calves are incredible." The bodybuilder flexes. "Another 100 pounds of dynamite, baby." Then he takes off his underwear. The woman suddenly bolts out of the apartment, screaming in terror. Panicked, he throws his clothes back on and runs after her. When he finally catches up, he asks, "Why did you run out like that?" The woman replies, "I was afraid to be around all of that dynamite after I saw how short the fuse was." When Big Peter McFlannel passed away in Glasgow, his widow wanted to let all his friends know right away. She went down to the local newspaper office. "I'd like to place an obituary for my late husband," she said. "Of course," replied the clerk. "How much are you looking to spend?" "I've only got 5 pounds, she admitted. The clerk frowned. "Well, that won't buy many words. Write down something brief and I'll see what we can manage." She thought for a moment, scribbled a message, and handed it over. The clerk read it aloud. "Peter McFlannel from Parkhead died." He looked up. "That's awfully short and rather bleak. Why don't you add a little more? No extra charge." She considered this, took the paper back, wrote a few extra words, and returned it. Now it read, "Peter McFlannel from Parkhead died, Ford Escort for sale." A woman walked up to the house and saw her grandfather sitting on the porch at his birthday party, rocking in his chair with nothing on from the waist down. "Grandpa, what are you doing?" she exclaimed. The old man stared off into the distance and didn't respond. She tried again. "Grandpa, why are you sitting out here with nothing on below the waist?" He slowly turned to look at her and said, "Well, last week I sat out here with no shirt on, and I got a stiff neck. This was your grandma's idea."